Hello and welcome back to Rollslow Gaming and the exciting ending of the first season here in Football Manager 2019, where we're playing Bath City and are currently in the second round of the playoffs. So very much excitement coming up in this episode, and yeah, it's going to be very tough, I think. But before we get into that, remember to hit that like button, comment on anything you see and have thoughts about, and subscribe if you haven't already done so you don't miss out on any of the new episodes coming up daily on the channel here. So, without further ado, let's get into the second round of playoff here, I guess. So we'll move forward a little bit here towards the next game against Wellstone in a couple of days. And it's only 4 days ahead of us, and I guess we will have a bit of a problem since the last match got to extra time before we managed to win the match. So I think we will struggle a bit with match fitness, or not match fitness, but condition of our players, but we'll hope for the best and see what happens. So let's see here if we have any interesting mail. And the pre-tactical match advice wasn't really anything special. And for the upcoming match we are big underdogs, since we are at away game and have had bad form in the end here, but a good game in the last match, so we might have our chance here. And we have scouted David Lynch here, who's, well, I guess a decent player for us, but I don't know really, but we'll actually keep scouting him and see if he will be any interesting. And here we have the overall training for last week with an average rating of 7.48, so pretty good. And let's have a look here at the individual level as well. So we can for sure praise Charlie Jefford here. And look at Ross Stern here with with a rating of 7.75 for last week. That's crazy. He's been down on like 6 or below 6.5 at least for the more or less the whole season. And like the last week in the season here, he managed to train at 8 almost. Quite crazy. So we let all players that needs match sharpness play 60 minutes per match for the under 23s. And let's have a look now at the team selection and how much we will be struggling. So actually not at all that bad that I thought it would be. We have a lot of players here around 90% in condition, but that's overall quite alright, I actually think. So I guess we will do no changes here, since this is our strongest team we can put in, other than Ross Stern, but he's still suspended, so we can't really do much about that. So let's go to the match and hope we can make something happen here, and let's hope if we do so that the game doesn't go to extra time, since we need to rest up our players a bit for the final match if we win. So exciting stuff happening right from the start. We have an early highlight here. It's unfortunately for Wellstone, but they put the shot wide. So good for us there. And we'll see if we, again, like in the last match, have highlights more or less all the time. And we have another highlight now, 10 minutes in, so quite a lot of highlights so far. And we have the ball currently playing back and forth. And Stewart unfortunately plays a long ball with no proper receiver, and they do more or less the same. And the ball is up to Andy Watkins now, and it's a long ball up towards Mills, but the defenders come to the ball first, and the ball is back to Sanga. Another long ball to the keeper, and the keeper has it in Wilson, waiting for the goal kick here. It will look now like, yeah, it's a highlight for Wellstone, and they will score. Unfortunately, it's a goal for Wellstone, so 1-0 for Wellstone versus Bath. So we'll not change our mentality quite yet, but we'll start shouting on the team to show some passion. And not really that much to say about that goal. Actually, a very beautiful and quality goal there by Wellstone, so not much to say about it. So we just try to here show some passion to the team as much as we possibly can do during this match. So we have another highlight now building up, and it looks like, yeah, it will be for Wellstone again. It's 1-on-1 versus our keeper, but they put it over the bar. So lucky for us, I guess. And it looks like shows of passion doesn't do much for our team to motivate them at the moment. And here is another highlight, and it looks like at the moment it will be for Wellstone. Playing the ball up on the right side, and a long cross, and I think it's they put it over on the header, yeah. So the first half time stats is 1-0 for Wellstone versus Bath. Shots is 5-6, shots on target is 1-1, possession is 46 to 54%. So overall we actually had a decent first half here, or more or less like Wellstone. Unfortunately we are not effective enough in the attacking area, and yeah, we'll have to better that for the second half, I guess. And let's see at the ratings here. Yeah, we have both our strikers not having the best of the game, and also a couple of players in the rest of the team as well. So that's not the greatest. So we'll actually say demand more now instead of show some passion, and that worked better. We'll do substitutions now, I feel. So we don't really have that good of option on the bench, really. But we'll for sure put on Nine Freeman instead of John Mills, who's not having the greatest of game. And the question is, do we put on Charlie Jefford, or do we put on anyone else? And if we put on Charlie Jefford, in what position will we do? I think we will save Charlie Jefford for later in the game. So it will be Anthony Straker going on, or Adam Mann. I think we'll do Anthony Straker instead of Don Ball. So not really changing the tactic, just putting in some fresh feats or fresh players. So we'll keep on shouting demand more. I will change to very attacking now, and to demand more. And only seconds to go here, so it looks like, yeah, unfortunately we will lose this game. Yeah, that's the final whistle. So the final scoreline is 1-0 for Winston versus Bath, and 9-11 in shots, and shots on targets is 3-3 and possession 50-50%. So overall pretty even game, and not the worst of performance for our team actually, but not good enough either. So yeah. So that's the end of this season for us in the league. So unfortunately we didn't manage to qualify for the Vanarama National League. So we'll have to now concentrate on the signings we will do for. So as I said, now we will have a look at all our staff and similar things. So let's have a look here at our current staff to start with. So we have our coaching team, our assistant manager, who's not good enough for sure. So we'll be looking for a new assistant manager and maybe a new head of youth department as well. And yeah, I think we can look for all these positions. So let's have a look here for a new assistant manager to start with. Staff role. So assistant manager. We don't need judging player potential. We need man management to be pretty high. I believe it's one of the key. Yeah. So it's 14 here for him. But overall we want assistant manager with decent training availability here actually, and a good preferred formation and coaching style. And this looks like a decent fit, but I don't know really. So let's compare it to Jim Rollo. So overall in the training department he's not really better. He's a little bit better in a few different things here, but not really. And I don't think I liked Chris Hughes now. So let's don't care about man management, because well, I don't think that should be the most important attribute, but I guess it's important. Or actually let's just lower it to 9 instead. So here Stephen Green seemed like a pretty good choice for us actually, I feel. Just looking at the stats, but I guess I will have to look at yeah, I think Stephen Green was pretty good here for us. Unfortunately not the greatest of formation here. So was Matt Rose here. Not the greatest either. So let's try something else. Let's try here a coaching attribute for maybe attacking. To have him at 15. So he doesn't have any man management skills here, so we need it to be, well, decent at least, I think. So 5, 6, 7, 8 or something. So attacking wasn't any good for us. Let's go with defending instead and see. Yeah, then we only had Stephen Green. So let's see if we can find anyone with fitness. No, we can't. So Let's have man management again. Let's see what other options that are important according to this. So we'll go with judging player attribute or judging player ability. I will go with 10 for that. Let's see if we can't get any better. No. So we get a few here at 7. So this looks pretty decent, but he didn't have the preferred formation that we would like. So we might give up on trying to sign a new assistant manager. Yeah, I don't think we will do that actually now after we have had a look through here. So even though we had said for the longest time that Jim Rollo will not be in the team anymore, he will stay for one more season at least. So we'll let's offer a contract here to him for one more year. So he currently have 575 per month, so let's start at 600. And let's see if we can make it as close to 600 as possible. Let's go with 650. Maybe we can finalize at 650 now. So 700, and that's okay, I guess. So again, we will do a staff search, and now for head of youth department. And here I think we want someone who are able to judge player potential pretty well. So we can go at 10 maybe. And here we want also, we would like good coaching stats here, but I guess we can have something else. So for this, he seems actually pretty decent. Gordon Bartlett, with decent here and quite decent here as well. And this player seems, or not player, this staff seems pretty good as well. But working with youngsters, we want to have very high, of course. Alex Brown seems, we have several staff here that seems pretty decent actually. So far I think Ricky Keel here is one of our favorites. He has total 32 in points for the important stats here, and motivating is 6, and man management 3, so pretty decent. We have Gordon Bartlett is, it's really, I think he's the best option here. And let's just quickly compare him to our current staff. Billy Clark. So Billy Clark has better coaching stats, but Bartlett is very good coaching for goalkeeping. And other than that, basically Bartlett is a lot better on a lot of stuff. So we'll for sure go try to sign him. So we want it to be head of youth development, and we'll allow this bonus or clause, and we'll go down to start at 600 and do 650. That wasn't good enough, I guess. So 775. will stay at. And let's look for a goalkeeping coach then. We want that attribute to be coaching, goalkeeper, shot stopping. So here, very good coaching stats here. So this will be a very good signing, and we'll assign him to goalkeeper coach for our senior team. Let's start with 700. And 70-75 on him as well. So that's alright. And overall on the staff, so that was all staff we have. Yeah. So now it will be signing new players that will be our main focus for the remaining of the season here. So, player of the season is John Mills, according to our fans, and Ryan Brunt in second place and Jonas Sange in third. So, quite would agree with that. And signing of the season is, of course, Carl Stewart, and I agree with that as well. And yeah, overall a pretty good season in the league. But as you see here, we slumped down in the league for the last 10 match days or something, and yeah, not the greatest, unfortunate. We'll discuss plans for next season. So I think we will tell the guys that we will aim for playoffs next season. And I guess they don't think that was good enough, so let's say we will aim at winning the title, which is what we of course are going to do, but I think it will be a bit harder than that to just say that we will do it. So we'll say that all the players that I am pleased, and we'll let the preseason be the standard length, so they can rest a bit to get into form, I guess. So we'll just have a look. Yeah, I don't think we will do anything about our youth setup at the moment. That's something we will do throughout the seasons though. But let's have a look at our team report and our squad depth at the moment and see what we need to improve here for next season. So Ryan Brunt and John Mills we have left in the team, so we might or we will be looking to do a long agreement here for a decent player that can be backup, or even means being a backup maybe. And for middle left, we will have Sean Rigg, still has a contract for next year, so he's good enough. And for the midfield, we have Stewart, of course, and Sange is a lone player, unfortunate. So if we could find a midfielder in the center, that would be good. If not, it would be a loan here as well. And for the midfielder on the right, we will really need to sign a player. If we don't, here will be a lone player as well. And for the defense, I guess it's quite alright, but we would maybe need a defender in the center here, or we have a loan here as well. And a defender on the right is definitely something we need to sign. If not, a lone player. And for goalkeeping as well, we need to improve that. So quite many positions we would like to improve for the next season. So let's have a look at the scouting center and what we have going on. So let's have a look here at the priorities at the moment. So we have David Lynch, that would be a decent midfielder, it looks like at the moment. And we have Ollie Cook as a defender. That would be very good, or a bit unclear in exactly how good he would be. So I don't really want to search new players at the moment. I want our scouts to complete our knowledge on these two players before we do anything else. So we'll just try to go through the in-between seasons here as fast as possible, but still not too fast, since we will do try to scout more players. So here we will accept this goalkeeping coach and we'll confirm this. I will ask him to recommend signing, and also Bartlett, so hopefully they can come with suggestions, but probably they will not be able to come with any proper recommendation. I will not bother with the voting there. I will move forward 1 or 2 days more or something like that and have a look at the scouting status again and see if we have higher knowledge of the players that we are looking at. So, is it an interesting players here actually? I don't think so. This player seems decently interesting, but yeah, I don't think it was anything interesting. A lot of players is I think would struggle with work permit as well. I will not bother with the second voting here for manager of the season. And we are hit with a small tax bill for last year. And our sponsorship money for next season is the same, it looks like. And the scouting budget is the same, so that's alright as well. And we get a good healthy new wage budget for the next season, so we can actually make some signings, so that's good, especially considering we will drop quite a few players here. So we had an increase of the wage budget of around 10 to 15%, I believe. So let's see here if we can find any interesting players in the scouting meeting. Hopefully we can. It's not the case so far. Yeah, we need someone better. We need 3 stars or more at least. Divine here could be an option to sign, but it really is not as good as we'd like. Let's scout this player. And let's discard him. We got Amanka retiring. And here we have a player that says he would add a bit of quality. And what he's playing, defender right. So that would be very interesting if he's any good. So we'll scout him. We actually have a scout report here on his 3.5 stars. So we'll definitely sign him, or try to sign him. Let's see here on the report, and the estimated wage is here 1.8k to 2.4k. So we'll try to be in that range. So I guess all of those are okay, and we'll try to stay below 1.8k even though. So let's try with 1.6 this time, 1.8. So let's try with 1.7, and that's okay. So that's good. One position taken care of, hopefully. So let's have a look here. A suggestion that we are interested in this player. We might be. I don't know. If he's good enough, we're certainly interested in signing him. So let's skip that, and let's see here the priorities if we have gotten any more information. Have gotten more information on no player really, and I don't know entirely why. So this player is certainly not interesting for us, so we can cancel that assignment. We can look at the player search here again, and we'll switch here for England and Premier Division, and see here now we have a few new players that are said to be interested possibly in joining us. So let's scout those players, and we'll have a look here at in England and the Skybet Championship, and we have another player here as well. And let's have a look for Skybet League 1 as well. And there we don't have any player that are newly interested in signing in joining us. So we'll confirm the signing of Lewis. Let's have a look here at the scouting again and see if we can't here. Yeah, this is the player that said, but here we want to look here at Romeo Houghton, and actually he would have been a better signing, but King Lewis can also play mid defender center here, so that's okay, I guess. So if we have let's see here on, yeah, so actually I think we will try to sign this player instead. We'll make an offer here for Romeo Houghton for 0. and see if we can get that accepted. Yeah, we'll get that accepted, so that's alright. So here we will try to match the wage demand that we believe him to have, so it's between 1.8 and 2.6k, and we can't really change any of the length or anything, and the signing on fee will let be. So basically we will try to get under or on the bottom of his requested wage, or what we think requested wage, so we'll basically stay at 1.8 for all the time, but I guess we can't reach it at that, so it's 2.2k, and we will settle for that as well. So let's see here if we have any more interesting. So we'll acknowledge that. Scouting says that, or sense that are signing that player. And let's scout this goalkeeper actually. And we can scout this for striker as well. And let's have a look here at the priorities. So we have a couple of players here that we get our first scout report on. So Charlie Freeman looks like he could be decent, a decent goalkeeper. We don't really need another player here in the defense now. But Charlie Freeman, we can, I think we will sign him, or try to sign him. And yeah, I think we'll try to sign him. So we'll do that suggestion for promises. That was basically nothing, but it worked. So again, we will look here on the suggested wage bands, and it's 1.9 to 2.6k. So we'll try to be outside of that. We'll start at a bit lower action here, 1.6, since he started himself so low. So at 1.7, okay, so 1.9 hopefully works, yeah. So that's good. So we will not extend Ryan Clark here, which are basically the only suggestion for us to extend. And we'll extend the Chief Scout here, offer a new contract for him. So he's at 775, so basically we'll try to get him to stay at the same. Wage. Actually, I think we might have been able to get him to have an even lower wage there, and basically we'll just not bother with Matthews here, who will get fired more or less basically, and we'll have a fast look here at our wage at the moment and the wage commitment. We have committed almost 30k, it looks like, for the next season, but I'm not sure that's correct. Yeah, exactly, I think this is correct. So we have committed 22.5k and have, well, I guess we have 3 players coming in at around 2k. So we have around 28, 29k with the 3 players that were set to sign very shortly. So we can accept here for Freeman as well. So the financial update for last month was that we made a profit of 46k. So we have an overall balance of almost 300k now. So that's very good for us. And the board are still very happy with our performance. So that's good. And we acknowledge this. And this as well. Center back here, that looked looking pretty decent. But I don't think we have room for any more players now. At least not in the defense. In the midfield and striker positions we do have. In a midfield there on the right side would be very preferable that we find. But also I think that would be it. And that's something that we could also loan in a player for, I guess. So here is the autosave. A bit longer episode than usual due to no matches really, and it's on autosaving every month. So sorry for you having to see these guys, but that's raw slow gaming for you. So basically that is how it is. And also actually we will quite shortly be finishing this episode. We will finish it here when our players, the players we have signed, have arrived to us. We will end the episode here very shortly. We will just take a look at our signings and see if they are as good as we hope or if they aren't. So actually here I need to have a look here at Freeman. So when will he join? Okay, so he will join first on 1st of July. So that's kind of sad, or then we will have to wait for that to see how good he is. Anyway, so we'll ask our players to welcome our new signings. So we'll ask them to welcome our new players. So let's have a look here at our players and the report here. So basically we have a player here on the defending right, very well suited to the tier we're in, so that's good. Then we have that more or less for the whole defending line. And basically King Lewis here is also pretty well suited to that, a little bit worse, and he's a decent backup here for defense in the center, so that's good as well. So let's have a look here at the scout here of James Oliver. So actually I think we'll sign Oliver here, since he seems to be a very good option for a backup here, especially considering the wage requirement he have. So let's try and sign him. So this is on the low end of what he wanted, so let's try to get as low as possible, and I feel like I tried too low. So we will go with 600, not risking that he wouldn't sign. So that will be everything for this episode. So remember to smash that like button and comment on the episode if you'd like. And for every episode, the most positive and informative comment will get pinned. So just so you know, and remember to subscribe also if you haven't done so already, so you don't miss out on any of our new wonderful episodes. So thank you for watching, and bye bye. See you next time.